Once again, we'll start by reading the problem. Ticket sales for spaghetti dinner total $1,350. There are 4 times as many adult tickets sold as children's tickets. The prices of the tickets for adults and children are $6 and $3 respectively. How many of each type of ticket were sold? As I look through the problem, I notice that there is one total, the total sales. Next, I look at the question. The question is, how many of each type of ticket are sold? And I want to use this information to define my variables. So, something, I'll leave room for that something, is equal to the number of children's tickets and something else, and again I'm leaving room for that something, is equal to the number of adult tickets. Now I want to look for the relationship. So as I had read through the problem earlier, I see the relationship is 4 times as many adult tickets. So there are more adult tickets, and so I'm going to put X as my amount of kids tickets and 4 times, using multiplication, so 4X as the amount of adult tickets. Now I know that there is the total amount, so this $1,350. So something plus something else is going to add up to that total amount. And I have a general blueprint for how to set up the equation. I know that I need to add the kids' tickets and I need to add the adult tickets. But before I jump into solving, I need to think, does this make sense? So X is the number of kids' tickets, 4X is the number of adult tickets, but the $1,350 is not a number of tickets, it's the money. So I need to include the money information. Back here in the problem, they gave me the price of the tickets. So each of the children's tickets costs $3. So if I take the $3 times the number of tickets, I'll know how much money is brought in by selling children's tickets. Similarly, if I take $6 times the number of the adult tickets, I'll know how much money was brought in selling adult tickets. Now when I look at my equation, I have money, and I'm adding more money to that, and it's adding up to the total amount of money. So I have an equation that makes sense. Once I have an equation to model the problem, I can just do the algebra. So I multiply first to get 3x plus 24x is equal to 1,350. The 3x and the 24x are like terms, so I add them and I get 27x is equal to 1,350. The inverse or opposite of multiplication is division, so I divide by 27 on both sides of my equation, and I get x is equal to 50. Now, I'm not done, but I do know what x stands for. So I go up to where I define my variables. X is the number of children's tickets, and so there are 50 kids' tickets sold. And that is one of my answers because it asks how many of each type of ticket were sold. My other type of ticket is the adult ticket, and I have an expression. So I have to do the math. 4 times 50 is equal to 200. And so there were 200 adult tickets. And at this point, I have my 2 answers. I have completely answered the question. I can go back and double check. I can multiply the price of $3 times the 50 and the price of $6 times the 200 and double check that I actually do get $1,350 and my answer works.